What is up, guys? My name is LRF, and we are here at the 2025 Scarsdale Concours de Elegance. Now, as you could see behind me, it is already insane this morning, as we have a Bugatti Bolide from Miller Motorcars, just an insane spec too. Like, this is wild. Early bird definitely gets the worm at all these car events. But not only that, like, check out what we have behind it. The Touring Superveloce12. That's pretty cool too. So let's get right into the video without further ado. This is going to be a good day. Check out the view of this. Like, I mean, a Bugatti Bolide in this spec is probably the best looking Bolide I have ever seen. And it's also my second time seeing, my second Bolide, I should say, in person. Because I did see the black one at Miller Motorcars during the Legends event weekend, which was also insane, don't get me wrong. Alright. A nice E30, E46 over here. Right? Sounds pretty good. Alright, more stuff is beginning to show up now. Check that out. 55 maybe? 56 Bel Air. That is a true American muscle car. It just sounds so good. Oh, it is a 55. You can tell by the plate. Classic. Now check out this C3 Vet. This is like insanely loud. Like, even from here, you could feel the noise. That is wild. Ooh, Viper GPS, matte black. Over here we have the Touring Superveloce12. Now, you might have never heard of either the brand or the car, but you might already be thinking, it looks like a Ferrari 550 Maranello, because that's basically what it is, a recreation of the iconic and highly underrated now Ferrari 550 Maranello, because this is basically the perfect example of, like, if they were to make a new 550 Maranello with the same design elements and body style. Ooh, De Tomaso Pantera. Yeah, that's sick. Things are getting good here. Like, we just had a yellow SVJ pull in. But yeah, this is basically the perfect recreation of the 550, in my opinion. Like, even the back is pretty much identical. Well, in like a modern way, 25 years later. But yeah, this thing is gorgeous. I think Touring Superveloce overall, like, they deserve more attention as a car brand. Very underrated, but they are quite expensive, as they're very rare and limited. And we have right here one of them alongside a Bugatti Bolide. So yeah, let's look at some of the other stuff here. But these two cars are definitely the highlights right now. But yeah, there's more to see. So while we're here, let's just do a quick run through of the American section, as we have some iconic muscle cars here. We got a Challenger along with a Mercury Cyclone 428 in orange. That's insane. Not a car you see or hear about every day today. We have an Impala 2-door along with the C1 Corvette, one of my favorite generations, along with the C2 for the Corvette. Probably like a 1956-57 model. I'm sorry. But yeah, this thing is gorgeous. And now here is a car you've probably never seen before. It is called a speed racer, and you might already be thinking it looks wildly cool and insane, but it's actually a custom car, kind of. It's from a 1960s cartoon of the same name, Speed Racer. But yeah, quite fascinating and interesting to see a car like this. Like, I like how a lot of these local events have some unique cars that you'd never expect to see. But yeah, we have some more iconic muscle here. Like right here we have a Z28. This is probably more mid-70s-ish, when the oil crisis hit America. We have Camaro SS, Oldsmobile 442. That's nice. Here we have that matte black Viper GTS looking very insane, along with a Camaro Z28, which I actually remember from last year. Looks awesome. I believe this is like early 70s. And we have the iconic Ford Mustang of the 60s, the OG Mustang, probably from about 65 or something. But yeah, you don't really see a green Mustang like from this era that much. So yeah, not bad at all. So let's just do a quick run through of everything that's here so far, starting off with other stuff that Miller brought, like the new Rolls-Royce Cullinan, a nice Bentley Flying Spur Speed Edition. That thing looks gorgeous. You have a DBX, along with a Stelvio Quattrofolio, 750S looking awesome. You have an MC20, and as we flip the camera, we have that Corvette again, the really loud one, along with an original NSX, the first gen convertible. So yeah, ooh, 356 pulling in, classic. But yeah, this is a classic too. In my opinion, I like it better than the new NSX, but the new NSX is also a very good recreation of the iconic JDM supercar. Let's see what else we have. Ferrari SF90 Spider. We have a nice Ferrari trio here of, well, 296 is a V6. I was gonna say V8 supercars, but yeah. This is an 830 horsepower V6 Ferrari. And that red color looks insane, don't get me wrong. And right here we have a nice 488 in yellow. 488 GTB. But yeah, you can never go wrong with the Ferrari section. As we make our ways over here, we do have a Urus, which honestly not my cup of tea really. I prefer the RSQ8 over the Urus. You could get the same car basically for half the price. We have a Hurricane Storado, another like interestingly and weird car that Lamborghini made. I don't want to try to offend any Lambo owners, but it's an off-road Lamborghini. Not exactly something you would expect for the brand to make when they're making cars like this. An Aventador SVJ, which is honestly out of this world. Pretty much hypercar power and rarity, and not something that you see too often. It's more of those cars that someone our age would usually dream of owning or driving. And the V12 on this thing, 6.5 liter, naturally aspirated, it's one of the best sounding cars on the planet.
430 a couple weeks ago, a couple days ago maybe.
So we definitely don't have a bad Mercedes lineup here, as we start off with the new, well, mid-2000s SL55 AMG, which is a a good looking car in my opinion. I personally like these much better over pretty much any new Mercedes, and it's sort of underrated in today's era. But yeah, this one's for sale right now. But what's even more impressive to see is the classic 1959 190 SL, and it's in pretty good condition too. In white, it just looks beautiful and gorgeous in my opinion. And check out the front of this car. It reminds me of the 300 SL Gullwing, but obviously the 190 SL is higher production numbers and more common. But these are still worth, like, in good condition, 100,000, sometimes even more. Oh shoot, Ferrari 599 in red too. Oh, that is insane. But yeah, back to the Benz lineup. Right here we have a 280 SE from the late 1960s, along with the 230 SL from 1964, the year is. But yeah, this is a good white Mercedes-Benz trio, I should say, along with the more modern SL55. Lined up with 3 iconic classics, all in white. So with the classic Benz models and the Beamers over here, we certainly do have a good German selection of cars. As we come along over here, we have a 991 GT3, along with a few more Porsche models and another Benz that just pulled up. Here we have a 912 Targa, probably from the mid to late 60s, along with a nice 930, I think it is, in black. That is sick. But right here is what catches the attention. The 356 Speedster, iconic classic sports car, sort of the definition of the 1950s European sports car market, in my opinion. But yeah, these could be anywhere like from 300,000 to over $500,000, sometimes even $1 million. It all depends on the configuration or the exact model. But yeah, very nice. Sort of kickstarted the whole Speedster name. I figured we've got to do a run through of some of these American classics. Right here we have the iconic 1955 Bel Air in this dark red maroon color, looking gorgeous, along with 2 Ford hot rods, probably a 1932 model Ford, according to my knowledge. We have a nice Cadillac DeVille over here. These did use a V12. I think this is a late 60s model. Oh, sick. You can never go wrong with the Chevelle SS. Oh, Yanko SC. And it's 427. Wow. That sounds insane. But yeah, these DeVille era models from the late 60s used V12s in them, and it was a huge engine. It was like, I think 7-liter, 8-liter V12 maybe. It was one of the biggest engines at the time. Oh, classic outfit. Right here we have a Cadillac Fleetwood, along with a Oldsmobile from the early 50s. This is a 98 model. Oldsmobile 98. Pontiac Bonneville right here. We have a 57 Chevy Bel Air convertible, along with a 1958 Edsel, originally known for being a failure and a bad car, but I honestly think they look very good in today's world, and it's sort of like a luxury car that Ford made, named after Henry Ford's son, Edsel. And right here we have a 1941 Buick, which I think was also here last year. I know that a few of these cars were here last year from my memory. we have a pretty impressive lineup of 5 Ferraris, all the way from the 12C, or 12 cylinder, to the 599, which is the oldest of these 5 Ferraris, as you guys probably already know. But I think it's the coolest and probably most desirable in the future. They have depreciated over the years in value, but I think they're eventually going to start going back up because they have actually held their value quite well over the last few years. But yeah, you can never go wrong with a 599. In my opinion, it's just as good as the 458, and this is what I would consider a perfect car. Perfect era for Ferrari, really. Like anywhere from like the 2000s and early 2010s is truly a great time for any Ferrari model. Just notice here like how you have the grille of the 599, one of my favorite parts of the car. It just reminds you of that 1960s V12 Ferrari vibe. This is Rosso Corsa color too, just looks gorgeous. And then also remember that it has the same V12 as the Ento, so it is a pretty fast car, definitely a supercar in all words necessary. I think it has about 600 horsepower, and you even do have some practicality in here, better than others, but still not much, as you would expect for a supercar. But yeah, this thing is so cool. One of the coolest Ferraris of the modern era, in my opinion. So I didn't realize that a few more stuff had just shown up, like this Shelby Cobra replica, all blacked out, looking very cool and menacing, in my opinion. But over here we have the yellow F355 Spider. This is such a cool spec on an amazing car. Basically 1990s Ferrari perfection. It's just a beautiful looking car, and it's probably one of the best sounding cars Ferrari has ever made, especially for a V8 engine. Like this and the F40, for pretty much any V8 supercars, pretty much sound the best. And you have it lined up right next to the F430. Skipping over the 360 for some reason, but that would have been cool to see all of the V8 Ferrari supercars lined up. Let's get a look at the back. It's just getting sort of packed where I was standing. So yeah, the F430, I was going to say that it basically perfected everything that the 360 was wrong on. The 360, by all means, is a great car. It just had reliability issues and was like kind of known for breaking down at times, and high maintenance costs, of course. But the F430 kind of fixed all of the problems the 360 had. It's more reliable. Maintenance is still high, but not as expensive as the 360. But yeah, two great cars from a great era for Ferrari. Ooh, lots of folios and green coming in. Ooh, that DB11 sounds good. here we have a car that we definitely can't ignore. This Alfa Romeo Totem GT Super. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You've probably never heard of the model, but you could probably tell that it's based on the iconic Giulia GTA. But this model particularly is a one-of-one custom example, modernized from the original GTA chassis, and it has a 670 horsepower twin-turbo V6, and it is insanely cool in my opinion. Like, with the retro look, but with modern power and transmission and everything. Just check this out. This is insane. This is definitely a highlight here, and especially as an Alfa Romeo fan, you've gotta love this. Like, there's nothing to hate about this car. Ooh, nice 356 replica over there.